King Charles has officially signed a royal decree that palace insiders say is irreversible. This decision affects Meghan Markle's title and her identity within the British monarchy, as well as her claim to the Sussex name. Her association with these titles is now on borrowed time. What happened behind those palace walls this week changes everything, and it started long before anyone was watching. The decree that rewrote the Sussex story forever. A document signed by King Charles is now in the Crown Office record in the Gazette, the official public record of the United Kingdom. It doesn't sound like a family feud or a drama from a royal TV show. Instead, it clearly marks the end of something. It represents a separation that legal tricks, interviews, or social media posts cannot undo. This document is different because it uses a formal process. It is not just a casual agreement or a vague statement from a Buckingham Palace spokesperson. This is a letters patent issued under the Great Seal of the realm. The same seal was used when King Charles stripped his brother, Prince Andrew, of all royal titles and honors, making the decision official and final. There is no appeal or negotiation. It is complete. The palace reached this decision after many months of building frustrations within royal circles, starting at least in early 2025. Insiders say it wasn't due to one single event, but rather a series of issues, each manageable on its own, but impossible to ignore when combined. There was a Netflix show, Meghan's comment about her name, the HRH letter, and the gift note. Throughout it all, the palace felt the Sussexes were using royal connections they weren't meant to exploit. King Charles is not known to be vengeful. People who know him well describe a man who still cares for his youngest son. He has tried hard to keep open lines of communication despite many public challenges. He has endured years of complaints in books and documentaries and public criticism aimed at his wife. He patiently absorbed all of it, but issuing a letters patent under the Great Seal of the realm is not something you do while waiting. This decree specifically ends the Sussex style, including the title of Duchess and the HRH privileges that come with it. The document is thorough and leaves no room for interpretation. It prevents the quiet workarounds and loopholes the Sussexes have used for 5 years. What makes this moment particularly important is that King Charles did not act in response to media pressure or a tabloid story. He acted because the official process led to this conclusion. The monarchy, which has survived for centuries by showing calm authority, has made a careful decision. This decision may feel surprising, but it is significant. The decree is not just symbolic. It is not a warning. It is the final decision. For Meghan Markle, Harry, and the brands and media projects tied to the Sussex name, the implications are just starting to unfold. The palace does not announce such a process unless it knows where it will lead, and it has concluded here. How Meghan's HRH defiance forced the king's hand. To understand why this decree was issued, we need to look back at a key agreement intended to prevent it. In January 2020 at Sandringham, Queen Elizabeth II met with King Charles, then Prince of Wales, and Prince William to create the Sandringham Agreement. Harry and Meghan had announced their plan to step back from being senior working royals. The Queen's statement that followed seemed warm, but had clear terms. The Sussexes could not use their HRH titles and were no longer working members of the royal family. The statement did not allow any exceptions for personal use or private messages. For years, there was a careful peace. The Sussexes moved to California, built their brand, and signed big deals with Netflix and Spotify, both of which eventually fell apart. They did the Oprah interview, published Spare, and launched Archewell. Throughout this period, they identified as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They technically kept their HRH titles private and not in public use. This arrangement began to break down in April 2025. First, Meghan shared an Instagram post featuring a letter from Ukraine's first deputy prime minister, which addressed her as Your Royal Highness. She posted the letter without comment, showing a title she had agreed not to use to her 43 million followers. Palace sources called this move a denial of responsibility, insisting the palace did not accept it. Next, there was a gift note. Podcast host Jamie Kern-Lima shared a photo of a gift basket Meghan delivered. The note read, "With compliments of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex." This was not a mistake from an outside source. Meghan decided to use the title on a label she created and shared publicly. A former palace advisor told the Daily Beast that the Sussexes' understanding of the Sandringham Agreement was complete rubbish. The source stressed that the agreement was clear. The Sussexes could not use HRH titles in any way. Yet, there it was, HRH the Duchess of Sussex, on a handwritten gift tag shared by a popular figure. Then came the Netflix moment. On Meghan's lifestyle show With Love, Meghan, which debuted in March 2025, guest Mindy Kaling mistakenly referred to her by her maiden name. Meghan corrected her on camera saying, "I'm Sussex now," with a smile. This aired to millions. Royal sources reported that the palace removed Meghan Markle's titles without needing an act of parliament. We need to look at what happened to Prince Andrew on November 3, 2025. For many years, experts believed that the British monarch could not just take away a royal title. It was thought that removing a dukedom required an official process through Parliament, including drafting and debating a bill. This lengthy and complicated procedure was something no reigning monarch wanted to pursue, especially with Harry and Meghan, as it could give them a victim narrative. Then came Prince Andrew and the fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein case. Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir brought immense public pressure against Andrew. This pressure made it more damaging for the crown to do nothing than to act. King Charles found a way to act that many had overlooked, letters patent under the Great Seal of the realm. On October 30, 2025, Buckingham Palace announced that the king would begin the formal process to remove Prince Andrew's titles. This was not going through Parliament, but was a royal prerogative, a power the monarch can use to manage titles and honors without legislative approval. This power had been used for centuries to grant titles and issue royal proclamations. On November 3, 2025, it was official. The Crown Office released a notice stating that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor would no longer hold the title of Royal Highness or the dignity of Prince. 65 years of royal identity ended with one document, legal, final, and irreversible. The House of Commons Library confirmed that the king used his royal prerogative to take this action. They noted discussions about the Sussex titles were ongoing and that new legislation would give Parliament greater authority to remove titles from peers who brought disrepute to the institution. The Andrew case did two important things. First, it showed that the king could use this method without Parliament. Second, it sent a clear message to the Sussexes that the Crown's patience was not unlimited. When King Charles decided that something was necessary, he would act quietly, legally, and effectively. The public largely supported Andrew's title removal. Media coverage framed the king's actions as decisive, and the monarchy appeared stronger afterward. People did not feel sympathy for Andrew, and the method used to remove his title went largely unchallenged. Royal biographer Andrew Loney had predicted this outcome, stating that King Charles would address both the Andrew and Harry issues simultaneously. The timing showed how ongoing legal issues with Prince Andrew pushed the palace to act sooner than planned. The old way of managing scandals quietly was no longer working. The Andrew case was not just about him, it was a test case. The Sussexes were watching the situation closely, what stripped actually means for the Sussex brand. Meghan Markle losing her title of Duchess of Sussex raises many questions about what this means for her and what the consequences might be. This situation is more complicated than it appears and has implications beyond the loss of a title. First, think about her brand. Meghan has built a personal brand around the name Sussex through her production company, lifestyle projects, and social media. This name has significant value, especially in America, where being a duchess feels like a fairy tale. She even told Mindy Kaling that she identifies as Sussex now. If she loses the title of Duchess, it will pose challenges for her brand and affect its value. The title belongs to the wife of the Duke of Sussex. If Meghan loses her title, she also loses the legal and institutional support that makes the name strong. This means she won't be able to call herself the Duchess of Sussex anymore. This loss is not just symbolic, it represents a branding crisis. Experts say that even if Meghan loses her title, Harry will keep his status as a prince. His title comes from his birth and cannot be taken away the same way. Harry will always be known as Prince Henry, so Meghan wouldn't just go back to being Meghan Markle. Instead, she would be called Princess Henry, following royal tradition where a prince's wife takes his name. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield explained that taking the prince title from Harry would require an act of Parliament, which is unlikely to happen. So if Meghan loses her title of Duchess, she would still be known as Princess Henry. Ingrid Seward, editor of Majesty magazine, pointed out that the royal family should have kept the titles and ignored the Sussexes. The fact that they took action shows they view the branding issue with the Sussexes very seriously. However, calling Meghan Princess Henry doesn't have the same brand strength. It won't help her Netflix show or her lifestyle brand the way Sussex does. The Duchess of Sussex opened doors for Meghan in Hollywood and the media, both of which are important to her success. Stripping her title means losing the foundation of everything she has built since leaving the royal family. It weakens her brand at a time when interest in the Sussex story is already fading. Losing that support is not just a setback, it's a blow to what she has been working on: William's endgame and the monarchy's nuclear option. Many people are asking questions, but few are giving honest answers. King Charles has been seen as someone who avoids confrontation. For the last 5 years, he has tried to keep a line of communication open with Harry and has tolerated their actions rather than escalating the situation. Now he has taken a more formal approach by issuing a decree with the Great Seal. So, what has changed after all this time? Palace sources point to 2 main reasons. Prince William and time. William has always been clear about how he feels about Harry and Meghan. A former palace worker told the Daily Beast that while Charles may tolerate the situation, William will not. He strongly dislikes Harry and Meghan and believes they have betrayed the royal family. He thinks they are using their royal titles for profit while harming the family's reputation, which angers him. A friend of William's confirmed this view, saying that William wants Harry to face tougher consequences. He sees Harry's actions as a serious betrayal. William's influence in royal matters has increased. He now has more say in decisions, but he has tried to respect his father's wishes. Charles has wanted to take a gentle approach toward the Sussexes. As long as Charles stays healthy, this policy has continued. However, sources say this policy is changing, and eventually they knew that action would be taken. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield explained that the Sussexes are making King Charles's later years very challenging. The British public is getting tired of the situation, and William is less likely to forgive them. The Sussexes seem desperate, especially as Meghan continues to talk about their identity, indicating they know their time is running out. When William becomes king, he may not offer them the same protections that Charles has. Palace strategists are aware of the timing. The situation involving Prince Andrew opened the door to a stronger royal response. New laws strengthen the Crown's authority. The media now shows that the Sussex brand is weaker than before. The public is less supportive of Meghan than it was after the Oprah interview. The support system the Sussexes built is no longer strong. In a real crisis, the monarchy often waits for the right time to act. When they act, they use their strongest institutional power without creating drama. They do not make loud announcements or leak information to friendly tabloids. Instead, they follow a legal process with a formal signature and remain quiet. In this case, the nuclear option does not look explosive. It looks like a document in a government gazette. The message to any royal who might use the family name while attacking the family is clear. There are limits. There is a process to define those limits. Once this process starts, it cannot be undone. William will inherit a more organized institution. Charles is working to protect his legacy. As it has always done, the monarchy will survive by being strong and resilient. The Sussex response: fight, flee, or disappear. When Prince Andrew received formal notice from Buckingham Palace on October 30th, he did not respond publicly. He moved to a private place and returned the Grand Cross of the Order of St. Olav to Norway's royal house. He acted quietly and without any media attention like other exiled royals. The Sussexes operate differently, and everyone in the palace understands this. Sources close to Meghan say her legal team started working quickly as soon as the formal news came out. Royal experts note that the Sussexes usually respond quickly to media attacks, faster than the palace, which is more careful and follows older strategies. The Sussexes tend to reply to palace announcements with their own stories, interviews, or statements. This time, the situation is different. The legal situation is clear, and the document is final. Experts agree that challenging a decision made under royal prerogative is very difficult. Courts usually do not want to interfere with such royal decisions. Meghan's legal team might try to take action, but many believe any legal challenge would likely fail due to constitutional constraints. The Sussex camp may try to control the narrative. They could present the decree as a political act of revenge, portraying Meghan as a victim of an institution that never accepted her. They might frame the situation in terms of race, power, and a system that silences uncomfortable truths. They have successfully used this approach before, and it resonates with certain media. However, palace strategists seem to expect this response. The American public that embraced Harry and Meghan in 2020, the ones who watched the Oprah interview, bought Spare, and invested emotionally in the Netflix documentary, are starting to lose interest. Royal expert Alexander Larman told the Daily Mail that while people in America still feel some affection for the royal family, many think Harry and Meghan are not who they initially seemed to be. Hollywood is distancing itself, and the Sussex brand is not meeting their expectations. Their lifestyle show gained attention, but didn't create the significant cultural moment Meghan's team aimed for. Their deals have gotten smaller, and their impact has lessened over time. The narrative has been losing momentum. A title-stripping decree from the King of England grabs headlines, but headlines don't provide real power. Without the monarchy's backing and the ability to represent the Duchess of Sussex in important context, the Sussexes face a fundamental question that no media strategy can answer. Who are they without their royal ties? Meghan has spent years trying to answer that question on her own terms. She built the Sussex brand, her production company, and her lifestyle identity. This decree from the Crown suggests that her identity isn't as valid anymore. Harry has tried to maintain a relationship with his family while Meghan created a brand that conflicts with it. Sources say rebuilding the brothers' relationship is slow and hard, and the decree complicates things further. It might even make repairing their relationship impossible. The Sussexes will respond as they always do, but this time the situation has changed in a way that cannot be fixed with a carefully crafted statement or a sympathetic interview. The palace acted first formally using a process that the courts have not changed. King Charles signed the decree, the Great Seal was applied, the Gazette published the notice. Now, for the first time in 5 years, Harry and Meghan face a door that doesn't open from their side. This overview provides a more complete picture highlighting the legal mechanism, timing, brand effects, and political calculation behind a decision years in the making. The big question now is, what will the Sussexes do when the institution they left finally closes the door on them for good? This story isn't over, but the chapter allowing Harry and Meghan to exist between royals and private citizens has ended. Share this if you think people should know what really happened. Stay tuned, as what comes next could be even bigger than what has happened so far.